on March 9th, 2026 at 2:01 p.m. All right. We have our in-person location as well as our video and is being recorded. So we're going to call this to order and we're going to do our introduction and roll call. Sandy Harjo Livingston here, chair. There's no one in the room with me. Michael.
Here at headquarters, director's office.
And we have secretary, which is still vacant. Hopefully we'll be electing that person today. Finance director, Shanda Brack.
I am here and there's no one in the room with me.
Thank you, Shanda. Then we have our commissioners, Philip Steinbacher from Kauai.
Not here.
He's not here? Okay. Then we have Kathleen Odell from Oahu.
I'm here and no one is in the room with me.
Thank you. Next we have Joe Tolba from Maui.
Aloha, Joe Tolby here in the house alone. No one here.
Hi, thank you. Next we have Richard Velasquez from Oahu.
Not present.
He's not here either. Okay. And we have our vacant spot for Hawaii County, but we're waiting for the final stages of him being that person being confirmed for our board. So hopefully by the March meeting, we'll be able to introduce that person to everyone. All right, now for our ex officios and their designees. Superintendent of Education designee Beth Schimmelfing.
Not present.
Okay. President of University of Hawaii System designee Dr. Cameron Miyamoto, Director of the LGBTQ Plus Center, UH Manoa.
Present, alone in the room.
Thank you, Cam. Next, we have Director of Labor and Industrial Relations designee David Rodriguez, State's Equal Opportunity Officer.
Not present.
Okay. Next, we have Director of Human Resources Development designee Signe Nakamura Dureza, EEO Administrator.
I'm present. No one's in the room with me.
Thank you. Next, we have Director of Human Services designee Jonathan Kimura, Executive Specialist.
Hello, present. No one's in the room with me.
Thank you. Next, we have Director of Health designee Thaddeus Pham, Viral Hepatitis Prevention Coordinator, Harm Reduction Services Branch.
Not present, but Beth has joined us.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. All right. Next, do we have any guests that need to be introduced? That is anyone that's visiting that someone would like to introduce from the board, from the commission?
I would like to introduce Chrissy Doyle. Chrissy Doyle received the letter over the weekend that she has been nominated by the governor to fill in, to take one of the next outgoing members of this commission. So Chrissy, if you'd like to say hi, buddy. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, mute you. There you go.
Aloha, everybody. My name is Chrissy Doyle, and I'm happy to be here today.
Aloha. Thank you for joining us today. Very excited about the possibility.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Yay. All right. Anyone else?
A possible guest who should be popping in, Valerie Clark, who's also interested in being a commissioner for Maui.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Okay, let's see. Comment on receipt of written testimony distribution. So y'all should have seen this in the board packet. Any written testimony that was taken, sent to us.
None received.
Sorry.
We didn't get any.
All right, perfect. All right. I didn't think I saw any in the thing. All right, good. Next we have member shares, concerns, and reports. All right, Michael, go ahead.
If you look at the board, the first I'd like to start off, our community lost an advocate and an ally over the week, or on Friday, with the passing of former Congresswoman Colleen Hanabusa. She was a personal friend of mine. She was somebody I could turn to, and she was one of the people that helped make sure that we were able to ban conversion therapy in 2018, because when it got stuck in the house. She'll be sorely missed. She did. Like everybody with Colleen, we had she'll be sorely missed, and well, not easy to replace. You can't replace her. In my board packet, reminder that this is March 31st is the day, Trans Day of Visibility on Oahu. H3RC will be hosting a sign waving at the Hawaii State Capitol from 3:30 to 5. There's information from GLAD Law about how to protect yourself under the current federal administration. A reminder to vote, everybody. Again, I'm asking everybody to please help reach out and make sure people take the Out Community Survey. Since we've lost all data at the federal level, this is what we did back in the 80s and 90s. We relied on our own community to do this, get this data, and it does gonna take about 30 minutes to do. But if we get 100 people from the state of Hawaii to do that, we'll get our own data report for the state of Hawaii on how things are looking. Again, I'm gonna remind everybody that we're in the midst of the beginnings of genocidal process against the trans community from the Hemken Institute on Genocide Prevention and Human Security, and that we need to do everything we can to fight back against that. The Rainbow Chorus is still looking for singers here on Oahu, and then you have a few days left to get in your introductions for entries into the Honolulu Rainbow Film Festival. And as always, if you have any events, please submit them to the Legacy Foundation online calendar. This way we do not double book or triple book events within our own community. If you have any problems with that, please let me know, and I will help you out as I can. And that's all I have.
Fantastic. And I skipped myself by accident. So do mine really quickly. So obviously, as we watch the world burn around us, there are a couple of things that are happening to commemorate actually Mahu here on Oahu. If y'all are not familiar with the Leipua'ala and the Mauna Kea unveiling of the Glade History Wall that is happening on March 19th, then I do strongly advise you to take a look at this. It is a dedication ceremony that is taking place at Mauna Kea to instill and ensure that the history of the Glades and our Mahu activists are remembered, and their stories are always told and available. So prior to the Compton cafeteria riots, which was prior to Stonewall, we had Glades, and they were able to create a safe space for themselves and create kind of a pushback on what was happening legally when trying to get rid of Native Hawaiian Mahu. So that's March 19th at Mauna Kea. They're actually going to do a real performance from 1963. I believe it's the first show that they ever did. Brandy Lee is coordinating that one. So I strongly urge all of you to check that out. And if you aren't able to make it for the 19th, then definitely go by and check out the wall, because it will have a memory of all of the ladies, all of the Mahu who helped establish that and who were a part of that over the years. All right. Thank you for that. Next, we have Philip Steinbacher.
Not present.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay. Shanda Brack. Nothing, Shanda? Okay. Next, we have Kathleen Odell.
Oh,
Nothing
no,
from
I'm
me.
sorry.
Thank
I wasn't
you.
able to. I was
I'm sorry.
struggling with my mute.
Oh,
I
go
was
right ahead,
struggling with
Shanda.
my mute. I'm sorry about that. So, aloha, I just wanted to share a resource for anyone wanting to be of service to our LGBTQ plus youth. There are opportunities to foster and volunteer with LGBTQ plus youth. So I put in the chat rcg.hawaii.gov. If you Google Hawaii Foster, you can get the website easily, and there's information there on how you can support our youth.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shanda. And Kathleen, you said you didn't have anything. Is that correct?
Nothing from me.
Okay. Thank you. And let's see. Next, we have Joe Tolba.
You mentioned the Glades event. I'm coming over for that for the Friday event. I'm trying to come over for the Thursday event as well. My uncle is one of the original performers there with Brandy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
so hopefully I can make it there. I'm just waiting for somebody to say yes, that they can stay and watch my kitty while I take off and run over there
Oh,
or fly
okay.
over there.
Excellent. And someone asked about where is Mauna Kea. Mauna Kea is a mall in Chinatown. It is the place where the Glades originally was located. So I'm sure you can find that on Google Maps.
Yeah.
All right. Next is
Shauna,
super. Go right ahead. What?
I put the link to the event in the chat for everybody.
Ah, perfect. Thank you so much, Michael. All right. Next, we have Superintendent of Education designee Beth Schimmelfennig. Oh, wait, she's not here. That's right.
No, she's here.
Next, she is here. Oh, okay. Who was
Yeah.
it?
Okay, I'm trying to unmute. I'm sorry. Just, I don't really have anything to report other than we're continuing to support all of the initiatives that I think we all agree on.
Yes. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have the President of University of Hawaii System designee, Dr. Cameron Miyamoto.
I'm happy to announce a save the date for a rainbow graduation for students at all schools. It's going to be May 14th at Hawaii Theater.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. Next, we have Director of Labor and Industrial Relations designee, David Rodriguez. That's the one that's not here, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, David's not here. Okay, next we have Director of Human Resources and Development designee, Sinye Nakamura Duresa.
Nothing to report today. Thanks.
Thank you. Director of Human Services designee, Jonathan Kimura.
Hello, happy to report that the admin assistant started today. So she is on her process to onboard, getting computer access and email and so forth. So hopefully she'll be here during the next meeting.
Oh, thank you so much. You brought us some of the best news that we could get today. Thank you so much. Okay, next we have Director of Health designee, Thaddeus Pham.
Not present.
Oh, that's the other one that's not present. Okay.
Chair, I would like to take before we move to public testimony, a point of personal privilege.
Go right ahead.
I'm honored to announce that myself as well as God, I'm blanking on her name, Carla from Rise are this year's visionary winners for the Legacy Foundation's gala that's taking on place on April 2nd.
Oh, that's congratulations. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. So our first commissioner has been named in that. So that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Michael. All right, let's see. Do we have any public testimony on any of the members' shares, concerns, and reports from today?
For the public, you just need to raise your hand and we'll call on you if you're on the Zoom or. Okay.
All right. Next, we have the finance director's report.
Aloha. So I pulled together, I believe, all of the costs we have actually spent to date. And that number is $6,869.99. So we're at about 7,000 in, which means we've got about 13,000 roughly left. Previously budgeted, we had budgeted 5,000 for travel for all of us, kind of here and there, and then the different prides. So I don't see any large costs pending.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Shanda.
And I'll make sure that I have a report for in the next board packet. I didn't get this done in time.
Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, next we have official communications from state officials. Do we have any?
Wait, hold on. So that's $7,000 is what we spent That does not include the 6,000 that we authorized at the last meeting for the 1 day and the $1,500 for the bus ends. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. 7,500. So that 13,000 that's left will be minus 7,500. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure I got that right from my records. All right. Next, any official communications from state officials?
Just the appointment of Chrissy.
All right. Hopefully we'll get, I guess this is March. Hopefully we'll get one for our commissioner who has been named for this year's award. I'll reach out to somebody. All right. Do we have any public testimony on any of the finance directors, the member shares and concerns, or the official communications that we did not get? Or other than the hiring of our assistant? Nope. All right. Perfect. Next, we have guest presentations. And if you'll take a look at your sheet, it says Jonathan Bailey. That was an incorrect insertion of this. It's supposed to be Kevin Martin. Sorry about that. I was looking at a couple of different texts and got them mixed up. Sorry about that, Kevin. I really appreciate you coming today. So Kevin has founded the Shameless Foundation, and it facilitates integration circles, embodiment experiences, and community programs designed to support the emotional well-being and authentic connection of gay men. Now, this organization is fairly new. I know Kevin's been working really hard on it, so I'm very excited to introduce y'all to him, and go right ahead.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's so great to be here. And Sandy, thank you for inviting me and for bringing us in. I'm going to just share a little bit. I want to make sure this should be, can y'all see my presentation, everything?
Yep.
Awesome. Perfect. I typically don't do, or a lot of my sessions are one-on-one. So when I share things, it's always a bit clunky for me. But yeah, so I want to take a few minutes just to talk about the Shameless Foundation. So like Sandy said, we're fairly new. A little bit about me, myself. I am originally from Ohio. I've been here in Hawaii for about 6 years. I'm a previous therapist, counselor by training and background, but I've morphed into coaching over the past 6 or 7 years, a little bit before I got here in Hawaii. And throughout the work that I do a lot of work within mental wellness for queer individuals, particularly within the gay community in specifics. But happy to work with folks all over and a bunch of different backgrounds. The area that I really specialize in is within sexual shame and within the topic of shame itself. As I have been working with over about 1,000 clients now over the past 10 years, really been honing in on the importance of shame, the challenges that it has, the way that it shows up within ourselves, our own lives, and the barriers that it creates. And so Walter Kinoshita, who some of you may know, and I have been working on building the Shameless Foundation to help work through and combat a lot of the shame that we experience. So here, talk through a little bit some of the problems. So as a whole, even with the strides that we have made within the queer community itself, we still experience disproportionate levels of shame, stigma, and repression when it comes to our sexuality, our sexual orientation, sexual identity, sexual expression, the way that we feel comfortable within our own selves, and how this shows up within the day-to-day lives of so many of us. Is this increases mental health challenges like anxiety, depression, suicidality. This puts pressure on relationships, whether it's friendships or intimate connections or partnerships, highly correlated with substance use challenges and with loneliness, isolation, withdrawal from community. So when we think of shame is that inner belief of I am bad. It's that message of I am broken, I am wrong because of who I am. Sexual shame in particular takes that one step further, where it's that belief of something is so fundamentally wrong with me because I'm queer, because of I'm gay, because of what I enjoy in the bedroom, because of my gender expression, however that may show up. And so even again with the advancements that we have, shame isn't something that is often talked about, even within mental health spaces. It's still something that tends to be very, very quiet or not addressed at a level of depth. With this in mind, We want to get to the root of the challenge that has been here. So speaking directly to the shame itself. So with the foundation, a lot of the work that we do is to help to bring voice to that shame, helping to name it, to give it a bit of space, but then to help us to bring us to the actual way that we solve the problem, which is through community, through connection. And so we do that through education, talking about sexual shame, just again, bringing it to light, helping. There's a lot of powerful research out there where shame loves to be hidden. And the more that we speak about it, the less power that it has. So literally just talking about it through workshops or social media posts or advocacy of any type helps to reduce that feeling of isolation. We're also doing this through a lot of community workshops, community events, things like hikes that we have planned, things like meetups here in Hawaii, but also retreats that we have been working on. We have one coming up in Austin later this year. We just had one here in Hawaii last month. We also are doing things like workshops where we're talking directly to, how to notice shame in life, how to work through it. Here are some very practical steps for you. We are working on some research to help facilitate even more data when it comes to shame, since it is something that nobody, or it's fairly rarely talked about. And we're doing this all through a lens of trauma-informed care that focuses on seeing the wholeness of a person as opposed to shame being something that is quote unquote wrong with us or something that needs to be fixed. So again, some of the work that we do, education, so workshops, classes on sexual shame, on identity, on healing, on what that looks like. This photo is from our recent in-person retreat that we had in Portland, Oregon, which was really fun. We're doing this through community, through safe spaces, open conversations, things like partnering with the Legacy Foundation to have some of these conversations, different programs. So even things of like, guided meditations, more embodied practices that help to reconnect with the way that we breathe, with the way that our body operates, in healing of the shame messages themselves as well. And again, back to research and advocacy on larger, more social levels. Like Sandy was saying, is that we're still in very infancy stages, and the work here through the foundation is one arm of the work that I do. And so for the past couple of years, it's been a two-person operation. So the strides have been a little bit slow, but we are very passionate in the work that we are doing. And so we want to continue to address the elephant in the room that shame is, by helping to provide the tools for meeting the gaps that we have within the support that's already available. So where we are going, where we are heading, and where we could also use a little bit of that support comes with the education side of things. So helping just to get the word out of, hey, we exist. Here are some of the events that we have coming up. Here are some of the resources that we have available. Here are the workshops that we have. Just helping to bring more light to shame itself. We've been finding a really, really interesting thing happens where even with the mention of the word shame, a lot of people shut down. And so it's hard for us to get the word out about what we're doing just because nobody wants to talk about or even hear about it. So we're trying to break through in some of those little ways. And so any way that we can, connect and kind of, just keep getting the word out there, I would be absolutely honored. I know Walter would be honored as well, not only for the work that we're doing, but more so for the community itself, because I'm incredibly passionate about this. I work with clients all day long who are so scared of who they are, of the light that they have of their own selves, that it's kind of like wreaking havoc on the way that they relate to themselves. So this is a powerful, powerful issue. And again, I'm just grateful to be here to talk about it for a little bit. to share a little bit about what we do. And yeah, to hopefully help build some connections for some collaborations in the future. Here's where you can find our website. So theshamelessfoundation.org. Same thing as our emails, hello@theshamelessfoundation.org. But yeah, feel free to message me for any contact information or if there's anything that I can do to support. So thank you. Thank you for having me. Oh, Sandy, I think you might be muted.
Yeah, I was still muted. Forgot about that. I just want to thank you so much, Kevin. And you're right. Shame. People are oftentimes too ashamed to talk about shame. And so it's like a double-edged sword of shame. So thank you so much for taking that task on and helping to fortify our community.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we're moving to ongoing business. Now we have our secretary. I do not believe I was able to convince the person I wanted to do that to do it. So we're going to have to table this until our next meeting so that we'll have someone hopefully who's interested in it by that time. All right, next is update on the progress for hearing the administrative assistant position. We've gotten that progress information. We have hired someone. Hopefully we'll be able to meet that person with our next meeting. Yay. Do we have any public testimony on the fact that we now have an administrative assistant? Excellent. All right. Next is update on commission's website. Michael.
We're still updating. There's some things going on. We need to, again, as always, if there's anything you'd like to see added, please email it to me. I will forward it along to Sean, who does our updates for the state for DHS. And like I mentioned last month, we are in the process of a redesign sort of to put us in compliance with ADA.
Ah, fantastic. All right. Do we have any public testimony on the update on commission's website? All right. I don't see anything. All right. Next is update on letter to Maui Preparatories Academy donors regarding Maui Preps anti-LGBTQI plus policies for students. Update, Michael?
No response. I will have something for the next month about sending a follow-up letter to them.
Okay, thank you. Any public testimony on the update on the letter? All right, I don't see anything. Next, we have update on responses from February 26th survey, 2026 survey, Rainbow Pauhana, Queer Community Leaders Gathering. Do we have an update?
No, I'm still waiting I did not have a chance to pull in all the responses, and I wanted to give them one more chance, those that came and those that did not come. So I didn't get a chance to pull in the responses that I did have.
Okay. All right. So we still need to vote on the budget for Neighbor Island travel for Rainbow Pauhanas. As we talked about last week, I believe that Kathleen's the only one that was not here last week God, it seems like last week, was it 2 weeks ago, that we were talking about this, I guess a week and a half ago. So, Shanda, would you like to walk us through that one more time?
Absolutely. So since one of the things we want to do is have Rainbow Pauhanas on neighbor islands, and we have one planned this month on at Halelehui. So I was asked to prepare a proposal for travel to attend. Since our regular, kind of the real lead for this, Cameron, is unable to be reimbursed for travel himself since he's already a state worker, some rules. So it's got to be one of us that goes if we're going to get paid for it. So I prepared a budget. It's probably between $300 and $800 per trip, depending on whether or not I can get a flight back in time, because it's a Pauhana, it's not a daytime event. So there might be hotel. So I figured we should be able to budget for that, whether it ends up happening or not. I think I can probably get a free ride, but I also budgeted for ground transportation. And I was able to, oh, I will pause for Aaron.
Aaron, go right ahead.
Am I unmuted yet? Okay.
Yep.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Thank you. Shonda, just because not everyone has had a chance to, maybe not had a chance to review the entire board package thoroughly, can you just briefly explain that when you say Pauhana, you don't mean, like the normal Pauhana we think of, like at a bar after work. It is an actual event. I would appreciate it.
Yes. So what I'm discussing is the, what do we call it? Rainbow
Pauhana.
Queer Leaders Pauhana. This is our quarterly event that we organize with different organizations in the community to gather and problem solve and to connect. And the last one, which unfortunately we didn't get the update, but often the last one had over 30 organizations, I believe, at it. And it is a networking and collaboration and like working meeting. So yeah, we're not just having drinks at the bar. Thank you for clarifying. And I was able to get a ticket.
And just to clarify further really quickly, this does not take place at bars. This is taking place at locations that are provided by people like we had it at UH. The Stonewall Democrats provided a location. So this is not, like Shanda said, a pub situation. Go ahead.
Thanks. And in anticipation of the one coming up on March 20th, I was able to get a ticket to Kauai for 2:34, including coming home same day. Yay! Didn't have to stay over. So I doubt it's going to lead to a hotel charge, but I wanted us to have that in the budget in case whoever ends up going is unable to get back in time.
Okay. And I also want to add to that,
And
we do not have
the
a
other thing
Hawaii
is
Island. I'm sorry, I keep getting a long delay.
I know, both of us. I also wanted to add that there was a suggestion last month that the commissioner on the neighbor island where it is being held be the one present, if possible, when we do these. And unfortunately, this one is a commissioner who is not able to commit to that. I don't know if he's going to be able to go or not. And then, of course, if there's an island where there is not a commissioner, not an active commissioner, that's even less of an option. So this may or may not be something that turns into real costs. But I think there will be a cost this month for it, but we're not going to have a bunch more. There possibly could be one more.
Yeah, for this particular one, we don't have a commissioner for Hawaii Island right now, so we need to send someone over. Michael, I believe your hand is up. Is that correct?
Correct. I thought we
Okay.
decided last month that we were gonna hold off on the March ones, in which we just had one, and these are quarterly. That we were gonna push off March and push that. That was the discussion and general agreement at last month's meeting. That we would push off.
I was under the impression that we were tabling the discussion on the budget.
Sandy, no, I please don't interrupt. Thank you.
Yeah, you talked about it,
There was a
Michael, but
pause.
I don't think that we agreed.
You did say yes to that we would push this off, that it makes sense since we only agreed to do it quarterly. And I do want to point out that the money that we've already allocated, plus everybody has to understand that out of our budget, 10% of that's being held back by the state at this point. So $2,000 is being held back. We have $3,500 that will get us through Pride. So, and to be able to get queer leaders to show up yet again so quickly on something that they agreed to quarterly, that was an agreement we made with all the with the fellow leaders, that we had talked about pushing this one back moving into the second quarter. So that was my understanding from the last meeting. And to have one turned around so quickly, I'm not sure what kind of response we're gonna get from.
Yeah, that was not my, sorry. There continues to be like a pause. It seems like you're stopping. So did you finish?
I'm done.
Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry. I think my Wi-Fi must be lagging pretty badly because I'm getting a lot of pauses in here. So if I interrupt someone, trust me, it is not on purpose. It's because for me, it sounded like you've stopped talking. So just let me know if I'm talking over you and I will stop. Okay, so that was not my understanding of that situation from February. Cam, what were you going to say?
Yes, I was just going to agree that that was not my understanding from February. Shanda
Yeah.
and I are leads in coordinating the Rainbow Pauhana. We've met and we believe that it's timely to have another meeting because there's so much happening in our community right now. And it's really important to bring in the voices of our other islands other than Oahu.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
and
with that.
since it's on Kauai, um, I I imagine it will be different than the other ones, which is fine. It's nice to have them, and anyone who can't come immediately. The cost here is super low. We're talking less than $300 to include a neighbor island, and it will probably garner a different audience. These are probably people that wouldn't come to the regular one. Maybe some of the same people will be able to show up by Zoom, and yeah.
Okay. All right. So that is what we have right now, the budget for the Kauai event. Is that correct, Shanda? Is that what we're making a motion on? Okay. All right. So we need a motion on the budget for the March event taking place on Kauai, in which the commissioner for Kauai cannot attend, and we need a commissioner present since this is a commission event being coordinated through our ex officio, Dr. Cameron Miyamoto. So, may I have a motion?
I would like to move that we approve a budget of, doesn't look like I'm gonna have to stay, of up to $600. I don't imagine I'm gonna spend more than three on for this Rainbow Pauhana, and with the idea that future events in the next budget year be considered for similar budgeted reimbursement.
I second.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe. All right. So now we need a discussion. I think we kind of had a little bit of a discussion, but is there any more discussion that people would like to have on the commission?
I think one of us flying over does the disservice, because of the fact that, we are trying to encourage everybody to use the Zoom function. To try to making sure that we engage with everybody from the neighbor islands, from the rural parts. I can understand Shando wanting to go over. We are actually not supposedly leading these. We are facilitating them happening. We don't lead them, the host leads them. This is a sponsorship. This is a co thing going on, like with that UH, they put together the agenda, they put together the structure of the thing. The same thing that happened with H3RC and when Legacy, and then what happened with the Stonewall. So I just, if we can't do it with the commissioner there, we should be building that relationship with that commissioner on that island with the queer organizations there. I think that's one of the things that we should be looking at these to do. So I do have, especially given that we technically only have at this point $3,500 to get us through Pride. And we've already allocated 1,500 of that for sponsorships for Kauai Pride, Maui Pride, and ideally Hawaii Island Pride, but we don't know if that's actually going to take place in June or not, which would take us down to $2,000 for travel for the commissioners that want to fly in and out. That is why I was like, okay, yeah, we can push this back, and we should be using the resources we have on that island and the commissioner on that island to build that relationship. And so, that's why I'll be voting no on this.
All right. Any other discussion?
I'm actually totally open to that. If you all, if it is agreed as a commission that we don't need to be there as a human, I'm delighted not to take off work. So I got no problem with that, and I think that that is not unreasonable. The organization doing it this month, Hallelujah, they're like professional at organizing stuff, so I can't imagine they're going to need their hands held. So especially for this one, I may want to rescind the motion, and that I want to see what everybody else thinks.
Okay. Well, I wish Philip could take care of this simply because he's on Kauai. And my biggest thing is these islands, just because they're not on Oahu, does not mean they don't need personal service, that they don't need personal contact with people. Those islands, and I know this from being in the news, Kauai in particular feels very, very much isolated from Honolulu, like they're not a part of our orbit. They don't watch the news that we have, they don't read it. And so I really don't have any skin in the game. I just want people to consider the fact that if you are on any of these islands, that it is incredibly important that you attend events like this, because that human contact brings people closer to not just what's happening in their community, but to us statewide. So I need for our commissioners, if you're on these other islands, to commit to doing these types of events so that we can ensure that there is a human contact. I don't care that we're not personally hosting these things. We are a part of this, and being able to outreach that hand personally and show that we are accessible is incredibly important. So whether we rescind the vote on this or not, I've made my statement on what I want our commissioners from our neighbor islands to do. So thank you for that. All right. Any further discussion? Yes, Joe.
Along the same lines, I had just reached out to Kevin to see if there was a possibility of him coming to speak to us on Maui. So if that happened, would I be the one that would be sponsoring him, or is that just between he and I having him come over? And
well, okay, so if he goes to Maui for a Pauhana event, he would be working with the people who are hosting it. You as a commissioner, you're not hosting that event. You're going to say, I am a commissioner. I am here to speak to you. I am your personal contact on this island. So that there is that connection. They're not just some people in Honolulu making decisions for them.
Thank you for clearing that.
Yes.
Kathleen,
Any other discussion?
Kathleen has her hand up.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering. I agree, it's important not to be, seen as Oahu centric, for sure. And I think that also it's nice to have one of us present, at least one of us. But did Philip know this was happening, like before he planned travel?
That's what I keep asking about, whether or not Philip was going to be going and why he isn't going. Yeah,
I'm kind of wondering, like, if we really want to stress that the outer island folks should be there. I just want to make sure that they are, knowing about these things way ahead of time. I don't know. I don't know, because I myself missed the last meeting, so I'm not sure if Philip knew about it or if it was planned with him or not. I just don't want to throw him under the bus, especially if he didn't know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Which is why I haven't mentioned it yet. Does anyone know why Philip can't attend? Go right ahead, Shanda.
Well, because we didn't involve him in the planning process. That is a missed opportunity for me. I planned it without him. So learning opportunity to ensure that we utilize the local folks when we're planning days.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, I've been wondering that for a little while, like why he wouldn't be attending. Okay, so Shanda, do you want to continue forward voting for this, or do you want to pull out and just attend via Zoom?
I've only heard two other people express an opinion, and I certainly don't want to be the one making the decision about whether or not I go, because I
Okay.
Again, I'm the one going, so it shouldn't be me making this decision. I'm happy to do what you guys think. And your point, Sandy, of not snubbing the neighbor islands is an excellent one, especially since this is the first one and us being able to show up is
Exactly.
it would be, and it's $300. It's not a lot of money. I know we don't
Okay.
have a lot, but
All right, so
we probably should proceed.
yeah. I agree with that. Okay. All right. Well, let's put it to
Well, I would
vote.
like to.
Testimony comes. Go right ahead.
I would like to make a motion to amend. To that the what is it? $600 be dropped down to 300, and that it be used to be able to reimburse the host for light poo-poos.
Okay, so you want to take the $300 and move it from travel to moving it to paying for food.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got two motions on. Let's discuss. Do I have a second to
A motion to amend
go
the
right?
thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's a motion to amend the original motion.
Okay, do I have a second motion to amend the first motion? Are you seconding, Joe?
Yes.
All right, let's have a discussion.
Yeah, we shouldn't, I agree that we should not be Oahu centric, and very much so. But I can tell you from my work, my last 25 years of work, when somebody flies in from Oahu to another island, neighbor island, they're like, oh, you're coming in, telling us how to do things, showing us what we're doing wrong, instead of providing support. So this would be an excellent opportunity for us to be able to reimburse the host to provide poo-poos for those that can make it. And hopefully Philip, I believe Philip will be back by that end of the month. He said he was gone at our January meeting. He would not be here for this meeting because he was traveling. So I think this gives us an opportunity to help out, pay for their poo-poos, and encourages those of us on Oahu to feel what it's like to attend a meeting via Zoom, where the main attraction is on Kauai, without stepping foot into their territory as it.
Hey, Michael, this is Erin. Just so that we're all on the same page, can you just let everyone know how paying for the poo-poos is tied to your statute duties?
Okay, Cameron, you had your hand up. Let me read my statutory duties, and I can tell you that in a second.
All right, Cam, what were you gonna say while we're waiting on Michael?
No, I'll just wait for Michael.
Oh, okay. All right. Michael, we're waiting for you. So when you're ready.
Our statutory duties are help bridge between government and the queer community. This then bridges that government by making a state entity, which is the commission, and by bringing in our advocates on the island of Kauai together. And I will do my best to make sure somebody from city government's there once I have all the details. So that's how it fits into our statutory thing. How's that, Erin?
How is that, Erin? Does that satisfy your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for asking that. All right, so we have a second. Are we still discussing? Are there any more discussion points on changing the money from sending a commissioner to buying food?
Yeah. With my hand up. On
All right,
that
Cam, then Shanda.
Okay, yeah, if we did that, this would be the first time we're reimbursing an organization for food. UH, we paid for the food ourselves. It was more the responsibility of the sponsoring organization. One of the things that's unique with Kauai, when I reached out to Kauai with the names that Philip gave me, they didn't see it as an honor to host an event for the commission. It was more like, why do you want us to do this work for you? So in this one, it's really a matter of community building. Shanda is working with some people who are very excited in building relationships and hosting this. But it's going to take some support because they feel that they need some technical experience and some support from us to help with the organizing. So that's the sense that I got. And lastly, I just think it's an embarrassment that we would spend so much money on Pride and so little on a community organizing.
Cameron, just so I'm clear on what you said, they were excited about working with the commission, but they were worried about the fact that they were having to do the commission's job. Is that correct?
Not necessarily excited.
Okay.
It was more like, why are you asking me to do this for you?
Yeah, that's what I meant. So, okay,
Yeah.
so just in general, they weren't really keen on doing a Pauhana.
Yeah. It was more like people who I knew working in other capacities. And
Okay.
they're like, I'm curious about this commission. Tell me a little bit more about it, but why should I spend my agency's time to do this for you?
Okay. See, and they didn't even really understand what the commission was whenever you talked to them. So they
So
didn't
on the other
understand us as a
islands, it's more
resource.
of an educational growth opportunity and a relationship building opportunity.
Okay, well, do you mind if I ask you a question based on based on your impressions?
Sure.
Okay, so do you think they would be open to someone from Oahu coming to the Pauhana and representing the commission, or do you believe that they would rather be left alone?
My impression is they would appreciate someone coming, so they don't feel like they're having to do the heavy lifting on their own. Shanda's already established the connection with them, so I think she's the perfect person. I asked if when Philip said he was going to be unavailable, I asked her if she would be willing to step up for me since I'm unable to travel as a liaison.
Okay. All right, that really does clarify for me. So they do want our help. Since they are doing this, so they do want the presence. Okay, Shanda, go right ahead. And then Joe will come back to you. I'm sorry, John.
Okay. And I have to kind of agree with Cameron that if we start paying for somebody's poo-poos now, it seems, I don't know, it seems like a slight to the other people who have done it. And if we can't afford to have a commissioner represent us, then we certainly can't afford to buy poo-poos for an event. And with that feedback of Oahu coming in telling people how to do it, I can absolutely modify how I approach the room. And I don't think I know how they need to do things, so I'm confident that I will not leave that impression. If anything, I will leave an impression of collaboration and inclusion, certainly not directing them how to do anything.
Perfect. All right, John, yes, Kimura.
Hi, just wanted to make sure that if it's for poo-poos, that even though the commission passes this and accepts it, it will still need to be approved by the Director of Human Services for procurement. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, so we've had our discussion, and now let's see. Public testimony on any of this. On sending a commissioner to Kauai for this particular event, or changing the.
It's the motion on the floor is to amend the motion to.
Well, the first motion is what I was asking about. Then I was going to go into the second motion, which is changing the. So we haven't voted on whether or not to send Shanda.
No, I modified the original one and have what's before this commission as we sit here right now is the amended motion, is if we're going to approve to amend the motion to change it from 300 to 600, from 600 to 300 and make it reimbursements of poo-poos.
All right, well, let's vote on that particular one. So do we have any public testimony on Michael's amendment to the motion? All right. Do we have any abstentions for this particular vote? Do we have any no's? I myself is a no. So do we have a yes on changing the budget to $300 for food rather than sending Shanda? Is that what y'all are voting on?
Wait, that's the
Joe?
current Sandy, that's the current vote, right? Whether to
Yes.
change the motion, right? And so you voted no, right?
I voted no, yes.
There was no abstentions.
Sorry,
That means
I was
And I voted
confused.
no.
Can we? I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
vote no.
Kathleen's voted no. I voted no. Who else has voted no? Shanda's voted no. Who else has voted no? All right, so Sandy, Shanda, Kathleen have voted no to not change the motion to sending $300 rather than sending a human to interact. All right, so
and then there was no abstentions, right?
There were
and
no
there was,
abstentions.
and then everyone else is by default yes. Okay,
Which
so
is
that
Michael.
doesn't pass.
No, it does not.
Okay, just making sure we're all on the same page. So now you have your other
Yes.
motion.
All right, so now our original motion, which is to send Shanda to Kauai for this particular event so that we have a human present. Do we have any public testimony? All right, I don't see any public testimony. Let's take a vote. Do we have any abstentions?
I'm going to abstain.
All right, we have one abstention. Do we have any no's? All right, do we have any? So I guess that means Sandy, Shanda, Kathleen, and Joe vote yes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, and with 4, that's not enough for it to pass.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so we will not be sending anyone for the March event to Kauai. So good for, hopefully they're able to do whatever they need to do. They're on their own. All right, so our next is update on addressing the needs of our community's kapuna, especially Mahu, trans, non-binary, and
Sandy,
yes.
E2.
E2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The proposed guidelines for hosting Pauhana Seaboard Packet. Hopefully y'all have taken a look at that. All right, who wants to talk about the proposed guidelines? Michael, Shanda, Cameron, who wants to talk about these?
So I drafted them given the vague things that we've had over about responsibilities and what's happening. So I put this forward just for everybody to look at, and I will be putting forward I will ask this be on the agenda for a vote next month so that we all have a more concrete idea as we're moving forward. Yeah, because that we all have we're all in the same structure as we move forward, because there seems to be some deviation of what these Pauhanas were supposed to be and how they're supposed to go. And so from what they started off as. So.
Okay, so.
Like I said, this is just to give everybody a heads up so people don't feel like this is sprung upon them. But since I was the person that came up with the idea for these rainbow Pauhanas, thought it would be a good idea. And given the responses we've gotten from the October thing and some of the responses that have already come back from the the February one, these are just things. So we can prepare to have a full discussion in April.
Okay, so you'll be more prepared for April to talk about this. Okay, sounds good. And for the March Pauhana, what I would like to do is ask any of the commissioners who can join online to join. Since we're not going to be sending anyone, I would just like for us to have a presence there so that we know that, so they don't feel like we're just telling them to do something and leaving them on their own. So anyone who can attend via Zoom, I would really appreciate that. Cameron, yes.
Yes, just effective immediately. I'll be stepping down for having anything to do with coordination of the Rainbow Pauhana.
Thank you, Cameron. All right. Next, we have an
Sorry,
update
I have
on
my hand up, Sandy. I don't know if you can't
I'm
see.
sorry. I can't see you. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, Kathleen.
I just wanted to know, with these proposed guidelines, what is it under the commission's responsibilities that is not being done now?
Oh, I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying that we putting this in writing, as I find that will help. I think, as we've seen, help as we move forward, looking for other hosts and making sure that we know what our lane is. Because we have to be very careful because of the sunshine law that we are facilitating them happening. We are not running them. And that we are making sure that everybody has an opportunity. So I'm not saying that none of this is not happening right now, but just making sure that that everybody knows what they're getting into when they agree to host. And so, yeah.
I guess then my follow-up question would be to Cameron and Shanda. When you take a look at this list, is there any barriers to any of this or anything you have an issue with or anything? I mean, you're the ones that have been planning it. I'd like to hear from you all.
I'm taking a look at it for the first time. Just over the past few months, it's become more and more difficult for me as an individual to coordinate this series. So I think at this time it's more appropriate for someone who's an appointed commissioner to take over, rather than me as a liaison.
Well, I'm new. This is going to be my first one working on it. So I'm not the one with the experience, but I'm eager to learn and eager to participate. I don't see anything that looks amiss in this. I love putting it in paper. It did also sound to me like we were being told that we're doing it wrong. So thank you for clarifying that, Michael. But I think it's super helpful to have it in writing.
Okay, thanks. I just kind of wanted to know what you all felt about it.
Okay. And Cameron, so you're stepping away after this next Pauhana or effective immediately?
Effective immediately.
Okay, so as of this. All right, wanted to clarify that. Thank you. We appreciate what you've done thus far for this, Cameron. You've been a very essential in making sure that this actually comes to fruition and it becomes a thing in our community. So thank you so much for what you've done thus far.
Thanks. The first three were wonderful, and I had a lot of fun coordinating them.
Good. Okay, that's what I like to hear. All right. Next, we have update on addressing the needs of our community's kapuna, especially Mahu, trans, non-binary, and intersex. Shanda.
I don't have any updates since our last meeting was just recently.
Fantastic. Thank you. Do we have any public testimony on Shanda's update regarding the addressing the needs of our community's kapuna, especially Mahu, trans, non-binary, and intersex? Okay. And Kathleen, I have changed my view, so now I can see you. So I can see your hands up, whether your hands up. So sorry about that earlier. Okay. Next, we have review of the 2026 legislative priorities via the 2026 legislative tracker. Michael, go right ahead.
Okay, what you see in front of you is what the current tracker looks like. I'm not gonna go over every bill. What we're in right now this week is called crossover. This is where all the bills leave their originating chamber and head over to the non-originating chamber. This week will mark 26 years of no anti-queer bills being heard at the legislature. So everything you see here, marked opposed, was never heard. And so when people get all up in arms about, oh, that an anti-queer bill was introduced, we actually went through 5 years of no anti-queer bills actually being introduced until 2020, 2022. 2021, we had our first anti-queer bill being introduced, and that was that. Anyway, so you'll see in here, there's going to be a huge shift after this week. All these bills that you see that are still in their originating chambers will be removed from this, and it'll be only those that are crossing over. We have a big day tomorrow at the legislature. It's third reading for HB 1875, which is the Shield Law bill. That will be heard 48. That was put on 48-hour notice. We already had some of the other bills that we are supporting, the Christmas, our priority bills. Some of our priority bills have already crossed over, like you see HB 1537, HB 1562, dealing with mental health, access to mental health. So yeah, tomorrow and then we'll see some other bills. So yeah, we've had a really good year compared to last year when it comes to queer bills being heard, and crossing, and it looks like they will cross, knock on wood, we're all cross over tomorrow. The House starts at 9 a.m. There will be some of us there at the legislature starting at 9 a.m. to support the bills. I encourage, if you're able to, please show up. If not, reach out to your House members and encourage them to vote yes on our priority bills. This is available on our website as well as been put out on all our social medias. It's also, a link is also in your board packet. So yeah, so that's where we're at.
All right, good job. And I trust that the commissioners have been writing letters to support the bills that they want to support with this, and the ones that you do not want to support, that you're writing for that as well. So thank you all for doing that. Okay, apparently we have a vote coming up to support the appointment of Christopher Luthi to the Hawaii State LGBTQ Commission. Governor Josh Green sent GM 716 to the Senate, appointing Christopher to the vacant position, representing the county of Hawaii. The county of Hawaii for a term to expire 6/30/28. We also have the vote to support the appointment of Kirsten Walker to the Hawaii State Commission on the Status of Women. Governor Josh Green sent GM 572 to the Senate, appointing Kirsten to term to expire 6/20/26.
I move that we support both of those, the GM 716 and GM 572.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Kathleen. Do we have any discussion? Do we have any public testimony? All right. Let's vote. Any abstentions? Any noes? All right, so that passes unanimously with the commissioners who are present today.
Okay, so before moving on, Sandy, you're gonna need to send a letter to all the senators since we've already missed his confirmation hearing. Letting him know that we voted unanimously to support his nomination and confirmation to this. He made it through with flying colors on Friday. Everybody voting yes. And just so you all notice, it's Health and Human Services is the committee that his nomination went through, where we went through judiciary.
Yes, I spoke to him yesterday. He's pretty excited. All right. Let's see here. We voted. All right. So the next is update from Hawaii Coalition for Civil Rights. And Rick is not here, so we won't be able to do that for now. Next is update on statement condemning medical organizations, abandoning Mahu transgender, gender nonconforming, cutie pie community, and or meetings with medical organizations in Hawaii. Shanda.
No updates to be had.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any public testimony on Shanda's update regarding the statement condemning medical organizations abandoning Mahu transgender and gender nonconforming cutie pie community and or meetings with medical organizations in Hawaii? Okay, I don't see any, so we're moving on to the next. Let's see. We have responses to the exhibitor survey from the 2026 Queer Day at the Capitol. Go right ahead, Michael.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to share the board packet so everybody can see this for those who didn't have a chance to look at it before the meeting. So we got really good responses from everybody, from those that responded before the board packet was put out. We got a couple more since then, and they all stay within the same vein. So it is, hopefully with the next commission in July, when we go to set the budget, that we will put the same, if not more money into Queer Day to help push up their attendance. And yeah, so that's that. And the panels were a big hit. I do want to say thank you again to Olelo for doing those, getting those out there. There are, yeah, before I move on to the thank yous, there are additional comments as well as suggestions for next year are there for the whoever, if this commission chooses to move forward on this. I hope they do, because we were able to increase our attendance by 30% of the number of orgs this year over the first year. And again, thank you to Olelo, thank you to Representative Kanani Souza for getting us the capital, and mahalo to Representative Adrian Tam for all the support we got from his staff. And I do want to point out that we did budget $1,500, but we only ended up spending $1,261.99 on that. And that partly was because I didn't need to buy any more parking passes. We were able to use the parking passes that were purchased last year for Queer Day. But after this one, I think we are getting, for 2027, if this does move forward, we will need to purchase more parking passes. It's the panels, the last day to see them was the 6th, but they are available on their YouTube channels. And we will be doing, I'll be working with ACLU Hawaii as well as H3RC to push those out again through our media channels, our social media things, to making sure that they're available. People know those resources are available. And thank you for everybody that showed up and helped make this possible.
Excellent. All right. Do we have any public testimony for responses to the exhibitor survey from the 2026 Queer Day at the Capitol? All right. I don't see any hands, hopefully, because I don't have that view back. All right. Next is update on training on issues affecting the trans community for service providers in Hawaii. One-day conference, LGBTQI plus cultural humility conference to be held in spring 2026.
Given that Rick's not here, I can give an update.
Thank you. That was my question. Okay, excellent. Go right ahead, Shanda.
Okay, so it's not looking promising at this point, given the delays with our meeting being canceled and us not having been able to vote forward the budget at the original time it was brought up. Now we are too far down the line for it to be realistic. So Rick and I both would like to see if we can pull this off in the future, but it's not happening now. So we may bring it up again for next fiscal year.
All right. All right. So we don't have a vote for that. So that's good. Do we have any public testimony about the update on training on issues affecting the trans community for service providers in Hawaii? One-day conference, LGBTQI plus cultural humility conference to be held in the spring 2026. That will not be held in spring 2026 any longer. All right. I don't see any hands.
Well, I have it was my understanding that we'd already moved forward. We moved forward, got the, what do you call it? We moved forward with a bunch of different things, and what were the holdups?
My understanding is, and Rick's been the one doing the heavy lifting, is that until we were able to vote on the budget, people weren't willing to commit. And so that didn't happen until last meeting, which is, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. So there's been a lot of footwork done, but now the concern is, can we get it done in time? Just the additional, the 2-month delay made it less feasible than it was originally, and getting CEU, all of the things, like probably it could happen, maybe, but there are several ifs, and some of them have to do with whether or not the money could be allocated quickly and promptly, and there's been some challenges with reimbursement of funds and whatnot. So to have people take action the way state government goes and it being the end of the fiscal year and having to get everything done super fast, I think all of those brought up concerns of not being able to pull it off in time. And unfortunately, Rick's not here. I wasn't taking really close notes when we talked about it, so I'm unable to give better details.
All right. And we'll hear from Rick whenever he comes to the April meeting, a little bit more details on that. So thank you, Shanda, for clarifying that for us. All right. Next item is update on ad campaign regarding Hawaii's non-discrimination laws.
Okay, I'm going to share screen again, just so for those who didn't see the board packet. We are now in the design phase. Now that like I mentioned, the Commission on the Status of Women are co-sponsoring it with us. Hawaii Civil Rights Commission does not have money for these kind of things. So we are working with them. This is from the information that came from our meeting when Heather came to us. And so this is what basically probably the ad's gonna look like. This will be part of a, not just this will be a digital component to this with each one of them broken out, each of the different areas broken out with the different, because they each have their own protected classes or bases as the ads, as you see there. This will be put up on the interior of the buses. So we are working with the Hawaii Civil Rights Commission to finalize verbiage and if there's any feedback you have, please email me directly. Or if there's anything right now you want to say, please let me know so I can take it back to the design team.
All right. Do we have any public testimony on update? Excuse me. Update on ad campaign regarding the Hawaii's non-discrimination laws. Okay. From the view I have, I don't see any hands. There we go. Okay. All right. Next is update on City and County of Honolulu proposed charter amendment to create a CNC Honolulu LGBTQI plus commission.
The commission met last week. The charter commission met last week. They are, the commission, the create the Honolulu one is still moving forward. They're in the process of whittling it down from 160 to between 15 and 20 questions that will be on the general election ballot. So I do want to let everybody know we were the second most testified. This was the second most testified piece for the commission, for the charter commission. The first one was making sure that access to food insecurity was the number one testified one. This was the second most testified piece that for the charter commission. And so when things happen on that, be ready to submit testimony again in support should that opportunity arise, and we'll see how that looks to try to make sure. Because one of the discussions that came up during their commission meeting was, is there public support for this issue? And if not, then that they may or may not move it forward. So while we were able to do good in one, we got to keep up the pressure and support.
All right. Do we have any public testimony on update on City and County of Honolulu proposed charter amendment to create a CNC Honolulu LGBTQI plus commission? I don't see anything. Next, we have update on developing written protocols, procedures, and record keeping for the commission. Michael?
That's not me.
Oh, who is it?
That's me.
Oh, Shanda. Oh, that's right, Shanda.
That's me.
I forgot that was yours. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Slow and steady. Love this information about the pauhanas that I can slide in once we vote on it.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Do we have any public testimony on update on developing written protocols, procedures, and record keeping for the commission? All right. I don't see anything. Next, we have update on Kids Hurt to Hawaii state grant and aid application to fund the 24/7 youth and family crisis and reference line.
No update from me, but there will be an opportunity for us to submit testimony or reach out to the members, asking them to support the Kids Hurt 2 GIA.
All right. Excellent. Do we have any public testimony on the update on Kids Hurt 2 Hawaii State Grant and Aid application to fund the 24/7 Youth and Family Crisis and Referral Line? All right, I don't see anything. Next is update on upcoming Saturday, March 28, 2026 statewide No Dictators protest. Is there any updates on that from anyone?
Yeah, the board packet, you have all the different dates and locations across the state. We went and grabbed every one of them. So they're all in one location on one graphic available to everybody. We removed everybody else's because we're not sure who's co-sponsoring what. So we created a clean one of just that to put out there for everybody. And if you encourage you to show up at your local one, the one nearest you, there will be a directory for the one at the Capitol. Where right now they have like 14 or 15 different nonprofits or activist organizations that will be there that with booths to encourage people to engage, to have their voices heard. So, and that is free for anybody that wants to do that.
All righty. Any public testimony on update on upcoming Saturday, March 28, 2026 statewide No Dictators protest? Excuse me. All right, next is our 2026 Pride events. Do we have an update on request to Governor Green to fly Pride flags at the Capitol and to issue a proclamation declaring June Pride Month in the state of Hawaii?
The letter's been submitted with the draft proclamation for both those things that's been submitted using the portal, as well as an email to his office. We are now just awaiting his response on those two requests from Governor Green.
Excellent. All right. Pride schedules for the state of Hawaii. Kauai Pride is June 6th. Maui Pride is June 13th. Honolulu Pride is October 17th. Hawaii Island Pride is TBA. Kona Pride is September 19th. So it's good that we have these dates already. People can start planning. Hopefully we'll have commission representation at Kauai and Maui for those islands. Joe, I'm sure you're going to the Maui one, and I'm sure Philip will be going to the Kauai one. And so we'll need to figure out who from the commission from other islands will be stepping foot on those islands and hopefully not telling them what to do. All right, let's see here. Next we have commission representative. Okay, we've done that. All right, so we need public testimony on the update to request from the governor and the Pride schedules. All right, no public testimony. Perfect. Next, we have new business discussion on response to Scouting America's, formerly Boy Scouts of America.
Sandy, hold on, go back to number 3.
Oh, okay, yes, what you need.
Because if you move under the finance director there in your board packet, there was the announcement from John Kimura from last month, and we're going to, and one of the things that was requested at the last meeting that everybody come with their calendars, because we are going to have to start telling them who's going, what we're spending, so, and who's available to go to Kauai and Maui, because those are the only two we can guarantee at this point. We don't know what Hawaii Island Pride looks like. We know it's, what do you call it? It's fly in and fly out for both of those. It's roughly $200 a ticket from Oahu. And I was looking at, well, Kauai Pride's actually $120. Well, $140 right now, last time I looked, from Oahu, for those that want to go. So who's available and wants to, that's why the commission representation at Kauai Pride and Maui Pride are listed separately. So that we could actually start working on this to and start booking our travel for those that want to go.
Well, we also have a date for the Kona Pride, so we can add that to the commission representation.
Well, it wasn't listed on the agenda, and And that's gonna be left up to the next commission, because we're gonna be a new body starting July.
Oh yeah,
1.
starting in June. Yeah. All right. All right. So we'll leave Kona off for this time, and we'll just do Kauai and Maui. Who wants to attend?
I guess I'll go.
All right, Michael, you'll be going to those other islands. All right.
Anybody else want to go?
I will not be going to Kona or, I'm sorry, I will not be going to Kauai or Maui. I have other things I have to do those dates. Anyone else?
I can't say with certainty yet. I'm traveling and I'm not sure when I'm
Yeah.
coming back yet. I haven't bought my ticket, but sorry. But
Thank
if I
you.
can go, I won't ask for reimbursement.
Okay, thank you, Kat. Anyone
Well-
else? Shanda, Joe, do you want to go to Kauai?
I don't know that far in advance right now, but maybe check back with Rick, maybe.
Yeah, we'll follow up in April. All right, so have they given us a deadline that when they need to know this information, Michael? Because I didn't see anything.
John, do you want to take that?
I believe it's in the board packet. Yeah, you put it
Oh,
down
I
in the
must have
board
missed
packet
that
already.
because I was looking for the date. Let me see. It's on my phone. It's kind of hard to see.
There's-
See here.
There's an April 1st deadline if something is going to be for May and June.
For May and June. Oh, righty. So in that
Yeah.
case, what I need is any commissioner, Joe, Shanda, or Kathleen, if you know at that point what your travel plans are. We need to know by March 28th
Can do.
via email for you and any information on that. That way we can get it to them before before April 1st.
I'm sorry,
So
does that
just
mean
make sure
we
you
have to
send it-
have like our flight booked and everything by then or just commitment to go?
commitment.
Okay,
Yeah, just commitment. Yeah.
thank you.
So if you're able, say, like with your traveling, if you know something by March 28th, let us know if you'd like to go to one of those so that we know whether or not we need to allocate that budget. All right. So y'all have till March 28th to figure out any plans that y'all have to let us know. And just send it to the Hawaii State LGBTQ Plus Commission Gmail. Okay. All right. All right, so we're moving on to new business. Discussion on response to Scouting America's, formerly Boy Scouts of America, deal with U.S. Department of Defense to forcibly out transgender scouts. Let's have a discussion. Commissioners, go right ahead.
Well, once again, this administration is, for lack of a better term, crapping all over our trans community, Mahu gender nonconforming. For those of you who are unfamiliar with it, keep Kate's breath. I think that's how you say his last name. And made an announcement where that they were going to be forcibly outing all trans and the trans scouts and then segregating them based on their segregating them out. And that's how it was left in there. What you have in your board packet is the what the Boy Scouts or Scouting for America's response to his announcement. And you'll notice in their announcement, it lacks total, they do not back away from any of it. They do say, oh, we're still gonna let trans scouts in, but are they gonna forcibly out them? What are they going to do to them? It's another opportunity to crap all over our trans community and Mahu gender nonconforming. So yeah, that is what was happening as we came into our meeting last time. So there you go.
And you are correct. It's just another one of those staples in the wheelhouse they have to humiliate and isolate. So it is tried and true method. It always works unless people stand up for those people who are being isolated and tread upon. So is there any other discussion? All right. Do we have a motion to send the statement?
I so move that we release the statement as provided in your packet.
All right. Do we have a second? All right, no second for that, so we're not going to be able to move on for a vote. All right, do we have any public testimony? All right, that means we're moving on to future meeting topics. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, we've got a commission. Oh, yeah. So we've got to vote on commission position on the Boy Scouts of America. So we need a position in the first place. So do we have a motion regarding a position on the Boy Scouts of America?
This is I move that we oppose their grants and aid application to the Hawaii State Legislature.
And do I have a second? All right,
I
no
second that.
second. So that, sorry, say it again.
Shonda seconds it.
Okay, good. Very good. All right, do we have a discussion?
We should not be using taxpayer dollars to fund an organization that will not stand behind their trans scouts. They brought them in 2017 with under the full thing that they were going to honor, protect, and serve their scouts. And now they have refused to step up to that plate. And they have $5.5 million in their reserves, asking for $1.1 million in taxpayer dollars to fund to fix their camp, where maybe it used to out and vilify our trans community. I think is reprehensible. So yeah.
Yeah, it is like they lured them in just so that they could punish them for being who they are. It's kind of it's very disturbing. All right, so we've had any more discussion on this? Okay, do we have any public testimony? All right, let's have a vote. Do we have any abstentions? Do we have any noes? All right, we have no abstentions. We have no noes. So this passes by all of the commissioners who are present today. All right. Next is future meeting topics and speakers. Discussion on inviting government non-official. I'm working on getting SWAP in here for April. Hopefully that will work out. If you know anyone who works with SWAP or have encountered them, it's an incredible organization that is there to support the sex workers here in Hawaii, whether they chose to be sex workers or ended up being sex workers due to circumstances. So it is an incredible organization, and hopefully we'll be able to have Ika come out here. All right, so our next meeting is April 13th at 2 p.m. So I'll be seeing all of you April 13th, and we are adjourned today at 3:34 p.m. Thank you all for showing up. And again,
Here,
thank
you need a
Cameron,
motion and a vote to adjourn.
Okay, because last time we did
And
not.
public
So
testimony.
let's.
Oh, last time you got
All
cut
right.
off.
Okay, is that what it was? Okay. So
Yeah,
I
you lost
completely
you lost
forgot that
quorum
because of what
last
happened.
time.
All
Yeah.
right. So we have an adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Joe. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second.
All right. Do we have any discussion on adjourning? Anyone not want to? All right. Do we have any public testimony? People are excited, maybe not excited that we are adjourning. No? Okay. Let's have a vote. Any abstentions on adjourning? Any no's on adjourning? Maybe you want to extend it a little bit? Nope. All right. That means that passes with everyone who is present on the commission unanimously. We are adjourned at 5:35 p.m. on Monday, March 9th, 2026.
Hello, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Y'all have a great day. And again, thank you, Cameron, for everything you've done.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin, for showing up. We really appreciate your presentation. Thank you for sticking around for the meeting. Bye.